Hi everybody, this is a special edition of the Big Bass Battle. We don't have 4, 6, or 8 anglers going for one big bass. We've got 200. This is the biggest big bass battle yet. Hi everybody, coming to you from Russellville, Arkansas. This is the Lake Dardanelle Big Bass Classic. It's one of the most beautiful lakes in the country, and there are 200 anglers on the water right now competing for a first place prize of up to $10,000. Now, if you're used to stringer tournaments, this is a little bit different. Here's a primer on the big bass format.
We are weighing in fish, folks.
Traditional tournaments are stringer tournaments, your best 5 for the day against everyone else's. A big bass tournament is very simple. One big fish. If your fish is the biggest, you are the winner. And that's why you can fish all day and not catch a thing, but still be excited about every cast, because one tug on the line can change your fortunes from failure to first. Most anglers familiar with the big bass format fish them differently.
The biggest thing in a big bass tournament is just slow down. You find a piece of cover in the water, flip to it 10 to 15, maybe even 20 times, but fish the cover thoroughly. You know, don't get in a hurry, just slow down. You're only fishing for one bass, and that one big one can be under any tree on this lake.
Another big difference is the action at the weigh-in stage. There are hourly weigh-ins. You catch a big fish, bring it in, and the top bass for each hour gets a check. Then go back out and fish again. Here at the Dardanelle Big Bass Classic, first place for each hour is $500. It descends in $100 increments through 4th place. The action is fast and strategies differ. Some prefer a good spot far away while others stay close, so frequent trips to the stage are more doable.
$379. $379. That's our new hourly leader right there.
The competitors have their reasons.
Okay, what got you into it?
Bought a new boat.
That'll help.
Yeah, they sure will.
Well, good, good. What makes you like the tournament fishing as opposed to just going out and fishing for fun?
Because every hour you can bring a fish in, you maybe win first, second, or third. You know, it's just opportunities there.
And make no mistake, there's big pressure to perform. The future generation is looking with great interest.
Hey, I hope my grandpa gets in the winnings.
Somewhere out on Lake Dardanelle is a grandfather with a lot riding on this tournament.
I need some money.
But here's the beauty in the beast. One big catch and you're on the big board. Entry is $90 a day. Finish in the top 4 in any hour and you're playing with house money for the rest of the tournament. The biggest catch each day earns $5,000, and the larger of those 2 days earns another $5,000. The first weigh-in is at 8 a.m. and here's the first fish of the tournament. Greg Davenport is the angler, and the weight is 323.
323.
Greg's offering would not earn a check for that first hour, but it's good to be first, and we would see Greg again later in the day. Here's your first winner of the first hour. Joey Freeman is staying close to the weigh-in area so he can make frequent trips to the stage. This is Lake Dardanelle, nearly 40,000 acres of waterway, creating over 300 miles of shoreline nestled among the Ozark and Ouachita Mountains.
It's as good a lake as there is in the state of Arkansas, day in and day out. Winter, summer, all of it.
David Wood hunted and fished the area all his life, and when we say hunted, yes, before the lake was dammed up in 1969, he walked and stalked where the water rests now. He knows of what he speaks. Other anglers would be wise to listen. Here's one more way the Dardanelle Big Bass Classic is fun. Each hour, tournament director Joey Fisher picks a random target weight. Any angler bringing a fish closest to but not over that weight also wins prizes. The first hour provided a first.
On the money! On the money! You couldn't do that again if you tried.
This is Randy Moore, whose 2.22 was exactly the target weight selected. Between target weights designed to let a lot of anglers bring in fish that otherwise would not earn a payday, and the big bass coming to the scales, a lot of activity passed across the weigh-in stage. And then Ed Bassmaster showed up.
We in the house.
Ed is an internet sensation who came down from Philadelphia to fish Arkansas's waterways for the first time. He's hitting the water with local tournament angler Zach King, north and south, together for an entertaining day on Lake Dardanelle.
Curp on a clackle. Curp on a clackle.
It's next on this special edition of Big Bass Battle. The Big Bass Battle is brought to you by Certified Arkansas Bait Fish. Log on to safebait.org. By Bass Pro Shops. Your adventure starts here. By Mossback Fish Attractor. No matter how you stack them, we attract them. By the Russellville, Arkansas Tourism and Visitor Center, the home of Lake Dardanelle. And by Kaenon Polarized Sunglasses. Evolve optically. TackleCenter.com is your best online source for all things fishing. Your website experience is easy, and Tackle Center's huge selection has everything you need at the lowest prices guaranteed. Log on to TackleCenter.com today. Find the Big Bass Battle logo and discover this week's specials of at least 20% off. Log on to the best in online value at TackleCenter.com.
Attention liver damage victims. Pain reliever medicines containing acetaminophen, most notably Tylenol, have been linked to liver failure. If you or a loved one have taken Tylenol or prescription painkillers which contain acetaminophen and were hospitalized for liver failure, received a liver transplant, or even died due to complications from liver failure, call the Reliant Group. You may be entitled to a significant cash award. Call the Reliant Group right now to be connected with an experienced attorney for a free consultation and to see if you may qualify for financial compensation. There's absolutely no risk on your part. You don't owe us a penny unless we're successful. Do not delay. There are time deadlines to file a claim. If you or a loved one have been hospitalized for liver failure after taking Tylenol or other drugs containing acetaminophen,
call the Reliant Group at 800-520-4423. That's 800-520-4423.
This is a special edition of the Big Bass Battle. Today we're in Russellville, Arkansas for the Lake Dardanelle Big Bass Classic. The Big Bass format is different. No big weigh-in at the end of the day with small fish adding up to a 5-fish limit. Anything brought to the stage is considered large enough to contend, and it happens all day long as each hour there are new winners. $500 awaits the one fish that wins each hour. And since entry fees are just $90, even fourth place more than doubles your money.
All right, boys, we got a good one here. 462.
Throughout the day, anglers approach the stage, get their fish measured and bagged, bring their fish to the scales, and hope their weights hold up.
423. Let's get a couple pictures of that.
If it's worthy, they'll pose with their fish, and then they head back to the water for another hour and another try. This fish earned Richard Gay third place and $300. Now let's head out to the water with Ed Bassmaster. Yes, that's his real name. He's not competing against the other anglers. He's here to enjoy the tournament and try and catch his first Arkansas bass.
Make it happen, dude. One.
One fish.
That's the magic number. One.
Zach King is a local guide who knows these waters well. His task is to introduce a bass fanatic from Philadelphia to the angling techniques of Arkansas.
See, we don't have this. We don't have stuff like this back home. So this to me is like dying and going to heaven. Like everywhere you fish around Philly or the Philadelphia area, you see cars, you see telephone poles, you see airplanes. You don't see nothing here but nature. Just one fish, baby. Just a big boy, the big mama. There you go! Oh, you come off.
Did it come on?
Yeah. Hey, go!
You see
man. Nice. He was 3 feet airborne, dude. That was crazy.
That was awesome.
It's almost unexplainable. When you see that splash, it literally stops your heart, man, for a second. And I remember my first 5-pound bass on the frog. Actually, it hit as soon as the frog hit the water, and it just came up like, stopped my heart, dude. I almost fell out of the boat when I went to set the hook. And man, it just took me under, and I've been hooked on frog fishing ever since. That was a few years ago.
Let's check back in at the weigh-in stage where more winners are earning a slot on the big board, including this big bass from Barry Conder. He not only wins the noon hour and $500, but he takes the overall lead for the tournament.
Okay, we've got the new tournament leader on day one. Barry, what a fish that was. How was that? How did that feel to weigh that in?
I thought I was hung. It was a monster.
Yeah.
That's the first fish, legal fish I've caught this morning.
Wow, wow.
It's been tough.
What did you catch him on?
I caught him on an antique lure.
An antique lure? Oh, okay.
Called a Cotton Cordell Little Old.
Oh, really? Okay. Yeah, going back old school then.
Old school. That's
very good.
Me and my dad fished together, and that's just the lures we use.
Yeah, well, very good. Confidence bait for you, man. And nostalgic as well.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, okay. Well, now, have you fished a big bass tournament format before?
This is my first time.
Okay, so you're liking it so far?
I'm loving it.
You're 1 hour away from $5,000.
I hope.
Back on the water, Zach King.
Wow. That's her. Nice. Yeah, buddy. Whoa. There we go, baby.
Oh, man.
Hey.
Nice. 6.5?
It's over 5. You put in a live well, baby. Take it in.
Even though it doesn't count in the standings, the boys brought their fish to the scales just to see. It was 505.
Now, come on, get it up. Oh, yeah, that's what we're talking about.
Zach preaches patience when fishing for the big bass.
So patience is a virtue, and he knows of what he speaks. His 505 would be the tournament lead at this point. You left $5,000 on the table.
Yeah, yeah, it kind of makes you sick, but you know, it's fishing.
Yeah.
Somebody could come in with a 6.5 pounder after a while, so. But that would make me feel good if they come in with a bigger one than what I had.
With all the excitement surrounding the success of day one, a local angler happened by the weigh-in area and signed up to fish day two.
We've got Archie Riddle with us, and he just signed up today to fish day two. What made you decide to join in on the fun?
My wife, when we went over to the Grand Quay, you can win that. You know where the big fish is. You just caught one last week. Well, I know where it's at, but getting it to bite.
$10,000 up for grabs. That's got to be exciting.
That'd be really exciting.
When the big bass battle returns, so does the wind, and a run for the $10,000 first place prize. The Big Bass Battle is brought to you by TackleCenter.com, by the Big Green Egg, by Lake Fork Trophy Lures, lures with an attitude, and by B&M Poles. Wherever fishing takes you, B&M has been there.
Kevin, are you sure this is okay?
We're cool. I know a guy.
Hey, y'all.
Run! Go! Run!
Where'd they go? I was just going to ask them what they were biting on.
Go where the pros go for great deals on great gear and 3 easy ways to shop. Bass Pro Shops. Your adventure starts here.
Are you sure this is okay? Don't worry, I know a guy.
For over 75 years, our family's worked hard to provide the highest quality, most sensitive crappie equipment to fishermen, backed by the best customer service in the industry. Whether you're jigging live bait or artificial bait, spider rigging, dock shooting, pulling crankbaits, or bottom bouncing, B&M has created a pole or rod to fit your needs. Fish with the equipment that top professionals use to win tournaments. Fish with an unfair advantage. Fish with
B&M.
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 John Mapes is 42, mortgage, married, 2 great kids. He wants to protect his family with a $500,000 term life insurance policy. What do you think it'll cost him? $100 a month? 60? 40? Actually, none of the above. John can get a $500,000 policy from a highly rated insurer for under $25 a month. His secret? SelectQuote. SelectQuote is impartial. They'll search the pick of insurers like these to give you a choice of your best prices. SelectQuote has great savings on term life for women, too. John's wife, Carrie, can get a $500,000 policy for under $16 a month. SelectQuote has helped make term life insurance affordable for hundreds of thousands of people since 1985. How about you? Just call this number or visit SelectQuote.com.
TackleCenter.com is your best online source for all things fishing. Your website experience is easy, and Tackle Center's huge selection has everything you need at the lowest prices guaranteed. Log on to TackleCenter.com today. Find the Big Bass Battle logo and discover this week's specials of at least 20% off. Log on to the best in online value at TackleCenter.com.
No matter how cold it is outside, anglers have to be able to use their hands. I want to show you something neat. It's called Wonder Warmers. It's a little liquid pack, and inside is a little metal activator, and watch this. You go back and forth with that and take a look at that. That's a chemical reaction providing instant heat spreading throughout the gel pack. That heat will last for up to an hour, and the beautiful thing about Wonder Warmers is they are reusable. You take them home at the end of the day, stick them in boiling water for just a couple of minutes, and you've got up to 100 uses out of the same Wonder Warmers gel pack. Check them out online at wonderwarmers.com. Here we are, it's the morning of day 2 at the Lake Dardanelle Big Bass Classic, and here's one more thing that's different about the Big Bass format. We're just a few minutes away from the 6 a.m. launch. We're at the marina, and look, no boats. Everybody is already out on the water. They're ready, they're in their spots, but they can't start fishing until they hear this.
We got about 5 seconds. Count that down. 4, 3, 2, 1. Ding, 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 ding. Let's go fishing.
Upon hearing the announcement over local radio, anglers all across the lake are now free to fish. Each angler serious about catching a big one knows that day 1's leading weight of 4.85 is well within reach. If there's a 5-pounder out there,
we have a new leader. 485.
Jerry Freeman may be just the guy to catch it. Listen to his son Joey tell the story of last year's Big Bass Classic.
I'm not going to say anything. Last year I took second and Saturday. Had 2 second places Sunday, a third and a fourth. He hadn't caught a fish. I told my mom she needs to come pick him up, and Joey Fisher was giving him a hard time, but he needs to bring a fish in, and lo and behold, at 12:30, he hauled off and caught a 539 and took the whole day. So I can't say nothing yet, because he always finds a way to outdo me somehow or another. So I think that was the one fish he caught all weekend.
Yeah, and I like this one fish. You know, you've always got a chance.
That's right. Last year, Jerry caught one fish all day with 30 minutes to go even, and it was worth $5,000. That's the Big Bass way. Now across the water is Archie Riddle. Remember, he's the angler who, after seeing all the fun on day 1, decided he could do day 2. This longtime angler, however, is getting some short strikes, but he's been around enough to know that you just have to keep going.
I was hoping to have a 4 or 5 in the live well this morning before 8 o'clock, but it's not panning out like I had it figured out. But then again, like I say, that's fishing.
Now there are short strikes, and then there are short fish. The Freemans are finally on fish.
Kentucky.
Take a look at this sequence. Fishing below Interstate 40, Jerry catches a small fish.
Little one.
Then just as Jerry gets his fish back into the water, Joey sets the hook. Another small fish. Not the fish they're looking for, but sometimes it can lift your spirits just to set the hook on something. Then on cue, after Joey's ready, Jerry sets the hook again. Sometimes the fish just decide to mess with you. Though neither would cash a check today, Joey got $500 yesterday with a first place in the 8 o'clock hour. All bills are paid today. And speaking of paydays, take a look at these leaderboards and tell me what is similar. Randy Horton's name is in each of the first 4 hourly leaders. 2 seconds, a third, and a fourth place is worth a lot of money. As Team Horton gathers around the stage, his fans can literally taste victory. All right, we're sitting here. We've got the best seat in the house. We're on the front row, and what makes this seat extra special is that I'm here with the Horton family, and Randy Horton has his name all over the leaderboard, more so than anybody else. $1,300 and counting. That has to make you guys very excited.
We are. He told us when he left last time to figure out where we wanted to have dinner tonight, so I guess he's fine.
What's it like to sit here for one last hour wondering if he's going to come back in with another $500 check?
Well, I'm pulling for him to get the 6-pounder and get the $5,000 check.
There we go, and then it would be an even another $5,000 on top of that.
Right.
Because that would be the overall Big Bass, $10,000, but still not a bad day's fishing.
No, beats a day at work any day.
Meanwhile, another pair of anglers is on the water trying for another entry on the leaderboard. Wayne Dixon took 4th place in the first hour, and he's got another in the live well. but he's not sure when to weigh it in. However, he's got a secret weapon.
I've got my mom at home listening to the radio, and she calls me, gives me reports. Until church time, then Mama's gonna go to church. And we're just on our own.
But I'm sure she'll put in a good word for you because that's just what moms do. Moments later, as he and Jared Allen are ready to hit the next spot, here comes the reconnaissance report and right on cue.
There's Mama. We got to see what won. Hello? Three, 4, 2. Should have went. Played our game wrong. It's okay. Okay. All right. That's what I wanted to know, though. All right, Mom. Thank you. 501, a 417, a 401, and a 347 last hour.
We got to go next hour.
We're going to the weigh-in next hour.
We'll check in on Randy, Archie, and we finally get a 5-pounder when the Big Bass Battle returns.
For over 75 years, our family's worked hard to provide the highest quality, most sensitive crappie equipment to fishermen, backed by the best customer service in the industry. Whether you're jigging live bait or artificial bait, spider rigging, dark shooting, pulling crankbaits, or bottom bouncing, B&M has created a pole or rod to fit your needs. Fish with the equipment that top professionals use to win tournaments. Fish with an unfair advantage. Fish with
B&M.
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 Do you owe the IRS or state more than $10,000 in back taxes? Well, you can stop stressing right now. At Blue Tax, our team of tax professionals will remove bank levies and wage garnishments fast. Stop all collection activity immediately and negotiate a settlement on your entire tax debt. You could end up paying way less than you owe. 800-275-4801 for a free consultation. That's 800-275-4801. And remember, you heard it from me, Max, at Blue Tax. Wahoo!
TackleCenter.com is your best online source for all things fishing. Your website experience is easy, and Tackle Center's huge selection has everything you need at the lowest prices guaranteed. Log on to TackleCenter.com today. Find the Big Bass Battle logo and discover this week's specials of at least 20% off. Log on to the best in online value at TackleCenter.com.
Attention liver damage victims. Pain reliever medicines containing acetaminophen, most notably Tylenol, have been linked to liver failure. If you or a loved one have taken Tylenol or prescription painkillers which contain acetaminophen and were hospitalized for liver failure, received a liver transplant, or even died due to complications from liver failure, call the Reliant Group. You may be entitled to a significant cash award. Call the Reliant Group right now to be connected with an experienced attorney for a free consultation and to see if you may qualify for financial compensation. There's absolutely no risk on your part. You don't owe us a penny unless we're successful. Do not delay. There are time deadlines to file a claim. If you or a loved one have been hospitalized for liver failure after taking Tylenol or other drugs containing acetaminophen,
call the Reliant Group at 800-520-4423. That's 800-520-4423.
The weigh-in stage is high drama as Wayne Dixon has a fish close to 4 pounds that he knows will earn a check, but his buddy Jared Allen has one near 3 1/4. Wayne has all but decided to weigh his big one in another hour when just before the bell the team thinks that both fish can earn a check. Wayne sprints to the boat on a soon-to-be surgically repaired knee, no less, and brings his big one to the scales. It's 3.92, third place, $300. That's the good news. The bad? Another angler squeezed in and bumped Jared's 3.21 out of the money, so the duo is off to the water again in search of another check-earning bass. Okay, Joe, we've got some fun things going on here on the side because not only do the top anglers get their money for the hours, but we got these target weights and these bonus fish as well. Explain a little bit of how everybody can have fun.
Well, we've had a little fun today. We're the smallest fish weighed in,
135. He won him some Strike King sunglasses.
How many tournaments can you have a 1.35 win?
That's right. It had to be a legal fish too, so the poor thing was a little skinny. I can see why he was hitting his bait. He needed to eat. We also did the first brim or crappie, and the guy brought us a pretty nice little old hand-sized brim. Got him a pair of Strike King glasses.
There we go.
And then we've just had our regular target weights throughout the day for some different stuff.
Let's get back to Archie Riddle. He's not caught them like he'd hoped to, but an experienced angler never gives up. Archie's persistence pays off with his first keeper of the day.
Oh yeah, he's nearly 16 inches. So we're going to put him in the live well. May not do any good with him today, but who knows, I might get a target weight with him.
And here's the fun of the target weight. Archie's fish wouldn't earn a top 4, but he had a shot at the target weight, which is closest to 2.49, but not over.
Man, Archie's gonna get her target weight, be careful.
2.22. Archie earned a prize. Signing up to fish day 2 was a good investment after all. Wayne Dixon is about to earn a prize too.
Oh man, we done caught fish and told them back brim and stuff on these tubes and these jigs. And they told us that all we had to have was a fish, any fish, crappie, bass, brim, drum, and it was a free pair of glasses. So we've done throw 3 or 4 pair of glasses away. So we're fixing to go try to get Coach Fish's glasses.
And then, the reason why it's called fishing and not catching.
Oh, I got a good one. Get him. You catch some, but you don't catch them all. That's the first one we've lost in 2 days. Let's try this again. Mother scutter, boom, that's 2 in a row. Broke my freaking line, slicker than a button. There he is. He's got his super highs and super lows. And that right there is the lows, 2 in a row. Well, you can't let that bother you. I mean, your next stow could be another 5-pounder. I mean, if you just sit down in the bottom of the boat and throw a fit and scream and cry, you done missed 5 minutes of fishing. You can't do that. I mean, if you've got time to make 2 throws, you've got time to make $10,000.
That about sums up how an angler has to handle the challenges of battling the bass. Now here's the other side of glory. Josh Gustafson shows up at the stage with our first 5-pounder of the tournament. Josh takes the overall lead for the $10,000 first place prize. But this format provides a lot of ways to win.
Some days you just don't ever want to end, you know, and this is one of them. It's a good day.
Well, I'll tell you what, I've got the leader of all leaders here. Randy Horton has his name all over the Day 2 leaderboard. You have been playing with house money for a long time. $1,300 today, right?
Yeah, and part of it comes down to playing the game. I never caught the big one. I wasn't in the running for the overall, but you can make a lot of money on those hourly prizes if you know how to when to weigh them and how to weigh them.
We had a great talk with your wife and your daughter while they were waiting, and they were counting the money because they said that you were going to take them to dinner of their choice tonight.
I don't remember saying their choice. I did say we would go out to dinner. It was a really good day today.
Randy Horton is happy, and so is Josh Gustafson. No one eclipsed his 5.01, and he earned the $10,000 first place prize. And what was the wait like, wondering after you knew you'd taken the overall lead, you had a few hours to go yet to see if you were going to get the $10,000?
I tell you, that was it's been a long day, you know, waiting and listening to the radio station and listening to everybody come in and the way they're fishing. It's kind of nerve-wracking.
But you did it, and now you can smile and relax and think about what you're going to do with that money.
That's right.
What are you going to do with that money?
Well, that's a good question. Probably most of it's going to go to my wife.
Well, that's well invested there. That's good. Good decisions on the water and good decisions at home. Thanks for watching, everyone. We'll see you next time with another Big Bass Battle.